The broken record and the that may be but is one of the most effective, powerful communication tactics of them all and can really save you a lot of time and heartache. And it shows such strength when you use it correctly. If somebody, for example, says to you something like that, if somebody says, Dan, are you sure that you remember things correctly? I know what happened. That is it. Do not explain yourself. Do not defend yourself. Dan, I mean, you can sometimes be forgetful. That may be, but I know what happened. Oh, Dan, you are so dramatic. That may be, but I know what happened. I'm going to give you some more tactics that are a little bit more advanced. And if you are coming home from work feeling exhausted or feeling sick because of some gaslighter at work, we can all learn to have conversations that create miracles. Remember that a miracle is a shift in perception. And if you perceive me as somebody who's going to allow you to gaslight me and tarnish my reputation and impugn my integrity right here in front of all of my peers, I need a miracle to retrain you how to treat me. Now, before I give you the next one, please let me know, what are the gaslighting things that people say to you? What are the types of phrases that you have become accustomed to or that you've heard or that you can recognize as gaslighting? Please put that in the comments below, and I'd like to respond to those. And also, I'd like you to respond to what I'm saying here. What do you think of it? Would you think that your gaslighter would simply keep gaslighting? What would you think they would say to it? How would you respond to it? Are you a gaslighter? How would you respond to it? And how would you respond to the other comments that people are leaving? Please leave your comments, and I'd like to really start a discussion about what's going on, because it's not okay what's going on. You know what I mean? It is not okay that we have suddenly, as a society, awakened in some type of post-apocalyptic zombie wasteland where people are being encouraged to and given license to treat each other in the most horrible, loveless, ruthless way that is devoid of any civility and is hurting people every day. That's not okay. So I'd like to start a discussion on it and see what you say about what I'm saying, about what other people are saying, what people have said to you. Please let me know so that we can all talk about it and address this issue. Maybe we should all be going in that direction. Maybe we should all try to compete for the blue ribbon of the ugliest, most unenlightened communicator in the office. I don't know. But I do know, if I need to buy some time, remember a great strategy is to ask someone to repeat what they just said, whether they're gaslighting you or maybe they're being simply rude or insulting. When you ask the average person who said something maybe one time, it was a mistake, they're having a bad day, they said something that was totally out of line to you, and you were to say something such as, you know, John, I'm not sure that I heard that correctly. Could you repeat what you just said, please? The average person, if it was not appropriate and it was out of line, they're going to say something like, you know, I'm sorry, that was totally uncalled for and I shouldn't have said it. In which case, no harm done, water under the bridge. We all know what that's like. Let's put a period and move along. But if they are a true narcissist gaslighter, they're going to say things more along the lines of, well, don't you? I mean, don't you agree that sometimes you tend to be a little bit dramatic? Don't you agree? I mean, sometimes, Dan, you make some stuff up, and I think you know that, don't you? You know, they will say things to us to try and convince us as if we are mentally incapacitated so that we will believe what they are saying. Don't let them get away with that. If you need just a moment before you respond, say that. That is your right as a communicator to state, you know, I'm going to need a couple of minutes to digest that and think about it before I decide how I feel about that before I respond to it. I'm not going to say, okay, or could you give me a couple of minutes? I'm simply going to tell you, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take a few minutes and decide how I feel about that. And once I do, and once I really decide what the appropriate response is, I'll be back and I'll give it to you. I'm under no obligation to respond to you simply because you decided to engage in this behavior right now. I know that you pre-selected me to be the recipient of this behavior. I did not pre-plan to be the recipient of this behavior, so I'm going to take a few minutes, as you did, and decide how I'm going to respond to it. You know, I don't say all of that, but remember that. If somebody is being rude to you or gaslighting you or trying to manipulate you or engaging in insulting behavior or rude behavior, chances are they pre-selected you. You do not need to, on their notice, respond to it. Take your time. Or I might say something such as, wait a minute, before I respond, I have to get something straight because I think I have an explanation for all of this, which, you know, makes total sense. I think what's going on here is, you know, last night I had a lot of turkey and it was just loaded with tryptophan, which probably induced this never-ending REM sleep that I must be in because I'm having some type of lucid dream that's not ending. And I'm still here even after having called it out in some type of, you know, limbo nightmarish dream state. Maybe it was the Ambien, but that would explain why you just asked me if the reason that I because I voiced my opinion and not being on board with the direction in which you wish to take this team, if I was on my period, that would explain. If I were in this tryptophan-induced, lucid dreaming, never-ending REM state, then that would explain why I heard that. Or if somebody maybe dropped acid into my coffee when I went to the bathroom, that would explain why I'm hearing this. Or if maybe I'm dead and my mother was right and I'm stuck someplace between limbo and hell, that would explain why I'm having to listen to this total nonsense. But if that's not the case and I'm not drugged or dead or asleep, I'm going to ask you to repeat what I think I just heard, because I find that hard to believe that a professional would say that. So would you please repeat it? And if they go ahead and repeat it, yeah, sure. I asked you because you were being such a bitch. If maybe you're on your period, if maybe this is the middle of your menstrual cycle. All right. Whatever they may say, okay, now we're going to round two. Round two is going to be where I'm going to have to, evidently, because you don't get it or you can't figure it out, I'm going to tell you exactly what the communication boundaries you are crossing are. And just like we were talking about in my course, the assertiveness skills for mindful professionals, if you were in that with me, we were talking about how we must set boundaries and tell people what those boundaries are, or we cannot expect that people will respect our boundaries.
You are so sensitive. Don't be so dramatic. You don't have to get emotional about it. Can't you see what you're doing?
If I'm feeling frisky, this is phrase number 2 now. John, do not name call and label me as dramatic or emotional because I express my emotions to you. So I'm going to be taking what they're labeling me as and where they're deriving that from. What is it? If you're calling me hysterical, it's because I'm what? Expressing concern? That does not hysterical make. So you are name calling or labeling me as mentally incapacitated because I'm expressing to you that I don't recall something the same way as you do, or I might not be able to recall something instantly that happened yesterday. By the way, I still do not recall that happening yesterday, John. So does that make me incapacitated, a liar, hysterical? Do not name call or label me XYZ because I XYZ. Do not tell me that I am hysterical, that I need to settle down, as if I am somehow incapable of controlling my emotions because I express my emotions to you. John, don't tell me that I'm paranoid because I reveal to you that I'm concerned about something. Don't tell me that I'm critical or a nag or negative because I give you some feedback that was not positive. I have to tell people what to do. And if you've already found value in this video, the best way to support this channel would be to hit that notification bell and share this video on places like Twitter and Facebook and wherever people go to get information like this. I would appreciate that. And so will the people who hear things like, what are you on your period? There are many different ways we can handle this. One is, I may simply tell you, hey, there are many responses that are appropriate to what I just said. What you just said is not one of them. I need to spell it out to you, I guess. We've already gone through steps 1 and 2. And so I might need to simply tell you something like, John, I would understand if you were to question my thinking and ask me why I distrust your judgment. That would be normal and appropriate. I would understand if you did not respond to me and told me that you needed some time to think about it before you responded. That would be appropriate and normal. If you had said something to me such as, I'm not going to take what you think into consideration, that I would understand because it would be an appropriate response. There are many different things that would be considered to be appropriate responses to what I said to you. Asking me if the reason that I'm concerned about the direction in which you're deciding to take this team is simply a side effect of my menstrual cycle is not one of them. Name calling is not one of them. Labeling is not one of them. And John, I do want to discuss this with you, but not if you're going to engage in name calling, labeling, or gaslighting of any kind. Are we clear? Thank you. I would much rather learn to have conversations that create everyday miracles and that change the way that I view the world because of the loving, powerful words that we are able to use. There's nothing that we have to say that we can't say in a loving way. And in this holiday season, especially if these types of things come up, I'd like you to remember me, and I hope that you report back here and tell me what happens. And wherever you are over the holidays, I hope that you're with people that you love and that love you back, and I hope that you tell them how much you love them. That right there can create a miracle for you. Until then, if you'd like to learn more about strategies that you can use both at work and at home to increase your personal power, take it back from the post-apocalyptic zombies, and how you can do that without compromising who you are and without playing any games, stop over at DanO'ConnorTraining.com and check out our podcast. The link is in the description above. So if you're interested in learning more about this and other new situations and how to deal with them in this new age in which we find ourselves, go to Dan O'Connor Training and check out our store. I put in a coupon that's going to be good through Thanksgiving in the description below. So if you want to become a VIP member, there will never be a lower price than there is right now. And I'd love to see you in there. And I'd love it if you could join the League of Mindful Communicators who have decided to elevate this global dialogue and pull it out of the cosmic toilet that it's currently swirling in. We can do that, but we need your help. So in the meantime, before I see you again, which will be soon, check out this latest video. I think you're really going to like it.